the Forum in Inglewood, California. A rivalry that conjures up memories of championships past and some great games in the last decade. The Boston Celtics against the Los Angeles Lakers. And good afternoon again, everyone. I'm Dick Stockton along with Hubie Brown. You know, this is one of the rivalries you can say you can throw out the records. That's the cliche, but actually you don't want to. The Lakers have the best record of the league. The Celtics only 3 games out, and yet people worry about expectations of Boston. They're not playing up to par, yet they're only 3 out of first place.
Well, you think of the Celtics, what people want is excellence. The team is playing well. They are sporadic at guard play because they lack a perimeter game. They give up an awful lot of easy points on fast break transition. But it's a team which is playing much better basketball right now.
And they're hurting at guard. Dennis Johnson and John Bagley are both hurting today, even though they are expected to play. Now, what about the Lakers? One of the few times you will see that the Lakers could lose their lead in the Pacific Division. If Boston beats L.A. and Portland beats Philly later, the Lakers will move out of first place and Portland in. Yet the Lakers still have the best record in the league.
Well, I think Pat Riley sums it up best. The defense is the most competitive that he's had since he's been here. They have the three-point game with Magic Johnson spearheading it from outside, and then they have excellent low-post basketball.
All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups. Larry Bird and Ed Pinckney at forward, Robert Parrish, Dennis Johnson, and Reggie Lewis for Boston, James Worthy and A.C. Green at forward, Michael Thompson starting at center, and it'll be Magic Johnson and Byron Scott at guard. Jake O'Donnell, Tommy Nunez, and Tommy Wood, the officials. The Celtics in the green, Lakers in the gold. We have seen this matchup before.
The building is electric.
Lewis saves it to Larry Bird.
Well, the Celtics naturally are going to try to take advantage of their post-up people, and by that we mean Bird, Parrish, and McHale.
Worthy is guarding Bird. They go in now to Parrish. Michael Thompson, one of the best post defenders in the NBA. 5 on the shot clock. Dennis Johnson misses. Pinckney keeps it alive. And Boston takes the lead. Jimmy Rogers, who has created a good bench ethic for the Boston Celtics that you'll see a lot of today.
Well, it's the Lakers, when they get going, what they try to do is to post up Magic Johnson or Worthy to see and test your defense to see where the double team will come from.
Dennis Johnson bellying up against Magic. Parrish the rebound. According to Jimmy Rogers, it's hurry up to be patient. That's the style he wants the Celtics to use.
No quick shooting. What they're trying to do, high percentage shots.
How about it? Well, they almost had one. It's still Celtics ball with 10 seconds on the clock. Pat Riley named Coach of the Decade in all sports, but never Coach of the Year in the NBA. Hard to figure.
Well, I think he might take Coach of the Decade, though, over Coach of the Year in the NBA.
Parrish converting and missing. Well, the Celtics had an opportunity. Here's Byron Scott. Magic foul. Basket is good.
See, we cannot emphasize enough the fast break defense of the Celtics. Now, we're not just talking about forcing them to take a bad shot. Now, they get on this right now. They get Scott to take the jump shot. But transition defense follows this up because you must rebound the missed shot. And you cannot afford second shot opportunities.
That's what really hurt the Boston Celtics. And it's affected the Lakers as well. Nearly a minute and a half elapsed in the first period. Larry Bird coming around the screen hits Bird, the leading scorer, nearly 23 a game. Here's Worthy from the corner. You know, James Worthy is hurting a bit. He has pain in his right shoulder. Didn't practice yesterday. Had a heating pad put on him. He's visibly affected, but they say it is not a serious injury. We'll watch. Bird with a fall away. It's another one.
Interesting so far, Dick, that the Lakers are not double teaming the post-up people.
Magic. Parrish trying to help out on Magic Johnson with a sky hook. Rebound, Michael Thompson. Good defense that time. Green fights his way in.
The Lakers are very impressive early. The Celtics are the #1 defensive rebounding team in this league, and already the Lakers have 4 second shots.
Lakers are tightening up their perimeter defense as well, but in an attempt to overplay, Michael Thompson got out of position and Parrish burned him. And the Celtics lead at 8-7. We have had 6 lead changes already in this first period.
You should look for the Lakers to try to up-tempo today after field goals or misses.
AC Green hits again. Now, Green has been in a slump. He has not been his relentless and, as Pat Riley said, maniacal self lately. Maybe the All-Star controversy had something to do with it. Hasn't been working as hard.
Well, he thinks he's working hard, but in a coach's mind, coaches always want that little extra.
You guys are never happy.
No, never.
Bird with Worthy in his face. Good defense by Worthy.
It's great because he was holding on to his shirt as he came off the curl.
Magic. He leads the team in 3-point shots attempted, and James Worthy converts on the offensive rebounding, and the Lakers lead it 11-8.
See, I'm Jimmy Rogers. I'm all upset right now because my strong suit is getting whipped, and that is holding you to one shot.
Reggie Lewis on the run, and we'll have a foul, loose ball foul. That'll be against Ed Pinckney of the Celtics. We told you how close the Celtics are. They are in 3rd place, 3 games behind the New York Knicks. Philadelphia is in 2nd, a game and a half behind. Both teams playing solid basketball.
The difference between the two clubs today, Dick, is that the Lakers have an outstanding 3-point shooting game to back up their post-up position, where the Celtics really lack outside of Bird.
Larry Bird stripped the ball away from Byron Scott. Here's Ed Pinckney. Anything he does offensively is all icing on the cake. They want defense and rebounding because, you know, number 32, McHale, will be coming in and playing most of the game at that position.
Yeah, how would you like that kind of pressure, though, to excel so early and never get back in, as McHale is doing it?
Worthy misses the left-handed hook. Boston can look for the lead here. 7.5 remaining in the opening period. Celtics have the pace the way they wanted it.
This is perfect for them because they'll get most of their shots inside of 15 feet.
Lewis had the open shot, missed it, and they turn it over.
See, we cannot bring this out enough. The Celtics outside of Larry Bird lack a perimeter game, and even Larry is struggling from that position.
His shooting percentage is a career low. Parrish, great hustle by Robert Parrish. Celtics push it up now. Still trailing by 1, and the turnover. Here's Worthy.
When you're on the road, you're always saying, we must protect the basketball, not turn it over, because when you play a team of the Lakers' quickness, you're going to give up layups at the other end of the floor. The second thing is the high percentage shot so we can get to the offensive board.
Knocked away. It's still Boston ball. You know, despite the Celtics' problems on the road in recent years, they're one of the few teams with a winning record away from home. Timeout here in the Forum.
Coverage of the National Basketball Association is sponsored by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? Dean Witter. Dean Witter measures success one investor at a time. And by Miller Lite, an official sponsor of the NBA. Well, it's Miller Lite. Less filling, tastes great.
And nearly midway through this first period between these ancient rivals, the Celtics and the Lakers.
All right, keep an eye on AC Green running Dennis Johnson down now on this fast break opportunity for the Celtics. This is a good thing for young players to do. Tip the ball away. Now you'll see what happens. You will see 3 men breaking for the Lakers and no Boston Celtic over half court when this ball goes through the basket. Now, this is a no-no in today's game.
We told you the Celtic guard situation is tenuous. Dennis Johnson, a quick healer, came back from a torn quadricep this week, but he re-injured the leg against Portland, and his backup John Bagley pulled a hamstring and did not even take part in the workout before this game. DJ nonetheless hits the jumper, and it's a 13-12 game.
Well, DJ's an old veteran, 14 years around here. He must play today with the hurts. He told us he'll give it as best as he can. And let's face it, he's always been a sporadic, but when he's on fire, an excellent outside shooter.
Worthy working against Pinckney. Bird on Michael Thompson's miss. Celtics looking to take the lead halfway through this opening stanza. Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown here at the Forum. Parrish with a quick turnaround, and the Celtics lead.
The thing to appreciate in this game is if the Celtics can keep the tempo down, they have an excellent half-court defensive ball club.
Scott comes around a screen by Michael Thompson. Lost the ball. And Parrish with another rebound.
See, Jimmy Rogers right now telling Dennis Johnson, slow it down, let's sit up. We want to try to get Bird involved in this offense here now.
Lakers thought that Reggie Lewis would be an especially tough matchup today, and Lewis gets his first basket. He's the guy who filled in for Bird last year at forward, now playing shooting guard and a good offensive threat.
It's a tough matchup for Bird now. Worthy down inside.
They isolate Worthy against Larry Bird, and he beats him with a quick move to the hoop. 8 points for James Worthy. Celtics had run off 6 in a row prior to that hoop, and with 5 minutes to go in the opening period, Boston by 1. Up step off the glass by Larry Bird and a foul called, and Kevin McHale is coming into the game for the Celtics.
Here we have Worthy working down inside, and you must understand that Worthy, in the history of the NBA, is in the top 10 players in field goal percentage. He has a multiple amount of moves down inside, so he is a threat for Bird, putting a lot of pressure on him at the defensive end of the floor.
First foul on Michael Thompson. So now Kevin McHale, who's averaging 19 a game and has been really looking for and connecting on the three-point shot as of late.
Well, I asked him that today, and he says, you know, all these years I used to shoot Danny Ainge every day after practice, and he said, I can make them fairly well, and he's 8 for his last 15.
Gambling was DJ and Worthy. Misses. Parrish the rebound. No one in any foul trouble team-wise. Bird tried to get it into McHale. Worthy intercepts, and Green drives in for a little bit of showtime.
Lakers at their best. You could see Dennis Johnson grimacing, trying to get back to put the defensive pressure. This, we know, as the game goes on, is going to be the big telltale sign for the Celtics.
Both teams are strong off the bench, though. Keep in mind, Parrish over Green, and Robert Parrish now has 8 points. He leads the Celtics scoring.
Pat Riley wants an up-tempo after Celtic field goals because he wants to try to wear them down by that last quarter.
Magic got the shot. Swiping at it was Kevin McHale and Irvin Johnson. 3 Lakers have scored, Worthy, Green, and Magic. All 5 of the Lakers Celtics starters have scored. And the cheer is for Vlade Divac, the Yugoslavian rookie who is getting set to come in. And they're going to call the foul against Boston, and it'll be against McHale.
That's a real battle today, Dick. You know, they're talking about defense on post-up players, and Michael Thompson, one of the best in the league. Well, you'll see here, this is 2 good people working against one another. An excellent defensive postman, but then Kevin McHale, because of his, you know, let's say he's probably got the best, the most amount of moves with his back to the basket in the league.
Technical foul. Kevin McHale, who was called for that foul, been jawing away, and Jake O'Donnell has hit him with a tee.
Well, you know what happens there? Kevin is coming into the ball game cold, and they're going to him right away. He knows his job is to post up as low as possible. But Michael Thompson, been around the league a long time, he's using his lower body on him.
Now the Lakers made the move. There's Thompson, who's playing alongside Vlade Divac. Divac is the backup center, but Divac replaced Green. So Thompson and Divac, who really has shown a lot and is destined to become a starter with this club, now in there as well as Thompson. Scott misses. Rebound Bird, tied at 20. Rebound Worthy. Quick outlet to Magic. Celtics back defensively. And they're going to call a palming violation, and you can credit Reggie Lewis. He got in front of Magic nicely.
Yes, he did. Excellent job fighting his way back. Now, at the other end of the floor, at the Celtic end now, they are going to put an awful lot of pressure on Divac and on Michael Thompson. Interesting matchup now. Michael Thompson strictly on Kevin McHale.
Michael Cooper is in the lineup for the Lakers. Jim Paxson. Still on the sidelines for Boston. Here comes Magic, tied at 20.
This is interesting. No double team.
Lewis crashing the boards out of bounds. It's still Laker ball. And a timeout with 2:34 remaining in the first quarter. All even at the Forum.
Take long for this rivalry to kick up again. 2020 Boston and Los Angeles Lakers. And you know, hi everybody, I'm Pat O'Brien, and you know, with all the new newspapers out, the national sports newspapers, I bet you haven't heard of the Celtic scene. Let me show you what goes on outside the Forum before Celtic games here. It's a paper for Celtic fans who happen to live in Los Angeles, and believe me, there's a lot of them. Now, the editor, who's also the writer and the managing editor and the publisher and the hander-outer, says it's really a Laker-bashing paper. But if you read this issue, it says, the garden party's over. I think these guys on the floor have something else to say about that. Let's go back to Dick and you.
They sure do, Pat. Celtics coming out strong. Don't forget, they're in the middle of a grueling 8-game road trip. This is the 4th game of that trip. They won the first 2 games in Texas against Houston and San Antonio. Lost to Portland. No crime there. As you look at some scores, final scores of games this afternoon. 70 points, by the way, is a franchise low for Charlotte. Washington beat Indiana. James Worthy. McHale, good defense on him. Thompson draws the foul. What has Michael Thompson meant to the Lakers? What yesterday Bill Burkus said maybe the greatest bargain since the Louisiana Purchase.
Very well put. The defense is there. The rebounding. You know that he can average double figures for you. And what really impressive today is he's keeping a number of balls alive. Now, this is a guy who has a sore heel and cannot practice on a daily basis. So you know he's playing with pain.
That's Michael Thompson, who's at the line. James Worthy goes out, scoring 8 points to lead the Lakers, and Orlando Woolridge replaces him. Hasn't been always the case that these teams boasted solid benches, but they have pretty good benches this season. 2:15 remaining in the first period. Kevin McHale tied up and a foul. They triple teamed him and finally got a foul, and McHale will shoot.
See, Pat Riley loves with Divac as the off man to come and be his double teamer. He's 7'1", he's 248 pounds, and he has incredible instincts defensively. Long arms, he anticipates well. So when you can use him as the double team guy, that guy with the basketball is really under a lot of pressure.
Michael Thompson has picked up 2 quick fouls, so Divac, who's playing power forward, probably see a lot of action as a center as well today if that foul story continues.
Well, wouldn't you like to be Riley at that center position with Thompson and Divac? They're getting right at 20 points a game and 14 rebounds. Not bad for a position that you don't set up.
Thompson working against McHale, 2 former Minnesota Gophers, and Michael Thompson scored. The other thing about Divac, I couldn't believe he's 3rd on the Lakers in steals.
Not bad. But how about the fact that he's right there on the boards and he only plays 19 minutes a game?
It's still Celtics ball, and AC Green will come back in the game. Michael Thompson goes out.
Now here we have good defense here by the Celtics. 3 guys down inside and an excellent splitting by Michael Thompson. People forget Michael Thompson has scored a lot of points in his career when he was up at the Portland Trailblazers.
Magic is guarding Bird right now. One of the few times we've seen that matchup over the years. Reggie Lewis with a runner.
Yeah, but I think the Lakers would take that shot all night long.
Magic fires away. 2-point basket by Irvin. The MVP of last week's All-Star game. Now Dennis Johnson guarded by Irvin. Here's Reggie Lewis. When he starts to go, he's tough. He's averaging 16 a game. In only his 3rd year, he played at Northeastern. Divac against Klein, who came in. And Joe Klein commits the foul on Divac.
Now, keep an eye right now on the baseline side. Lewis comes off the first pick. There's your second pick. Now watch as he catches the basketball, how McHale is open. Now we know he made the shot that time, but on the curl moves, the guy going to the basket is open. McHale could have had a layup.
Divac played 5 years as a pro in Europe. And you know, again, you got to talk about Jerry West. A lot of people didn't have the courage to pick a Divac in the first round, but there was West.
Young man just turned 22 years of age. He has scored a few hoops in his day in European basketball.
McHale with a fall away over Divac, and that's tough competition the way the Yugoslavs play.
Well, this is a good matchup for Divac. He's going to learn a lot about defensive post play today because McHale has so many different moves.
Here's the time remaining in the first quarter.
That's his shot.
You know, that's where James Worthy said he's like a Dan Issel as a center, and people couldn't understand why. That shot indicates why.
Oh, he's an excellent one-on-one player facing the basket.
And a holding foul against the Lakers, only their third team foul. And Michael Cooper called for the foul.
See, when you're coaching against the Celtics, you have to stop two things. Their low post power game, and then they're curling around their post people. Because it's not how fast they come around the curls, it's how intelligently they read the defense.
There is a 2-second differential between the game clock that you see and the shooting clock. In this quarter, feed to Joe Klein. Well-executed passing. Larry Bird with the assist, and the Celtics lead by 1.
We said read the defense.
He read it. Final seconds. Long hook shot by Magic. And that'll do it. Well, a terrific first quarter with 12 lead changes and 4 ties. And at the end of the first period, here at the Forum, it's the Celtics 30 and the Lakers 29. The Lakers by 1. What kind of week has it been in this weekend? Well, it's been raining and it's been pretty chilly out here. A couple of NBA games, 5 NCAA basketball games, hockey, track, and 1 nomination for Batman. I mean, that's got to be a disappointment. I think that'll rub off him like water off a duck's back. Don't you think? Jack's not broken up over that?
Well, I think I read someplace that he is getting a share of the profits, and that just might overdo that.
You think the Lakers feel good down by 1, shooting 43% while Boston is shooting the lights out? I would think so. Michael Cooper starts out with Magic Johnson in the backcourt. Orlando Woolridge hits the first shot in a similar play that the Celtics used that curl.
Well, this is the guy they want to get off going real quick. Now, here's the Laker trap for the first time today. It's a 1-2-2 set.
Against Kevin Gamble, who starts. Gamble in trouble, calls a 20-second an alert timeout by Kevin Gamble. The Celtics starting with Gamble, Lewis, Klein, McHale, and Bird.
Well, they definitely caught him by surprise that time. And with Lewis and Gamble in the backcourt, I'm Pat Riley. I'm going to put the pressure on these two guys to prove to me that they can beat the trap as well as put the ball on the floor and make a play.
We have a special President's Day edition of the NBA on CBS tomorrow. Hakeem Olajuwon and Michael Jordan. Houston, Chicago, 1:30 Eastern right here on CBS. And, of course, we said Bagley hurt his hamstring, came out for the warm-up right before the game, but it doesn't look like he's going to play today. And there's Dennis Johnson, who has the towel around his thigh. So the Celtics are hurting him. Now they, of course, gamble in the game early. Over and back.
See, this is excellent strategy by the Lakers. And you know what's great? They did it immediately. They didn't wait to see who was in the game and going down. As soon as that substitution came, boom, the trap was on.
So far, the Lakers have not been able to outquick the Celtics in too many instances. Woolridge misses and Klein the rebound. Lakers by 1. It's been a back-and-forth affair early here in the second. But LA has done well this year. It's been because of their defense and rebounding, a far cry from their former patented style. Larry Bird with a left-handed hook. Beautiful.
Now that was a tough play. Let's talk about guards 1 second, Dick. You know, people take for granted when you have good guards that can beat post people. When you have guys who don't play, the post people get the basketball in areas that they don't want it.
That's a good point, and I want to see where that happens as the game goes on.
Well, that's what happened on our last feed into Bird before.
McHale, Divac clears it. Celtics by 1. Tight game. 3-point attempt by Michael Cooper. And I'll tell you, you don't see any Lakers underneath the offensive glass so far.
Yeah, but in that first quarter, 7 offensive rebounds for the Lakers. And you say, well, how bad is that? 15 is a lot in a game.
Larry Bird fires away, and Bird with 10 points is the game's high scorer.
Someone said he was struggling.
Depends on your standards, you know.
That's right.
Magic slices in, basket counts, and a foul.
Yes, yes, yes.
Is he still trying for the MVP award of the All-Star game? He already
I
won
think it's for the 82 games. I mean, that was a beautiful scoop shot, and he really takes. When you look at this replay, you're going to see him bend right underneath here now of the defense. The defense plays it. Watch how he reaches under the arm and then gets the spin. Now, that is a tough spin to put on the ball.
But we saw Magic yelling at Joe Klein, and Joe Klein was going back at him. You don't often see Irvin Johnson upset. But Magic was yelling at him, and now Klein leaves the game. Jim Paxson checks in the Boston backcourt. And Robert Parrish will be up front with McHale and Bird. The score is tied at 34, 2 minutes elapsed in the second period.
Well, we have an experienced guy back there now in Paxson.
Larry Bird hits 2 in a row. Paxson had not necessarily been in the doghouse, but he had not played for quite a while before the other night. Woolridge looking for the foul, gets nothing. Here's Bird. Just behind Klein, but McHale converts. And there are some Celtic fans here at the Forum as judged by the reaction, and Boston is up by 4. It's their biggest lead.
The Lakers lucked out that time. Excellent defense by Worthy to keep that ball free, but McHale comes up with it.
Divac setting a screen. Gamble fights through. Double and triple on Magic. Forget it. Urban has 13 points.
See, both of these teams like to play pick-and-roll basketball. So you have to make up your mind. Am I going to trap the guy coming off the pick-and-roll? How am I going to play this?
Here's that curl, and Gamble comes in. Parrish follows up. We are seeing intricate plays on both sides, aren't we?
Well, you have two of the best half-court defensive teams in the league here today. Then again, we're seeing two of the best passers in the game today.
Worthy. Bird scrapping hard with Woolridge for the loose ball. And a loose ball foul will be called against Orlando Woolridge. A timeout. Heated action here in L.A.
We're going to highlight Larry Bird right now. Now watch how he plays off of the defense of Worthy. Look at the extension on that hook. Excellent defense by Worthy, but he shoots over the top. Now, here we'll have Worthy going up for the shot. Loose ball. Now tell me Bird doesn't want this today. He's going in right for the people. Nice save by Larry. Now we have him coming in another area where we have another loose ball head first. Every possession in a game like this is big.
Larry Bird already with 12 points and 4 rebounds. He is the leading scorer for the Celtics. Magic Johnson has 13 for LA. Every time James Worthy takes a breather, they put that heat and the towel on his right shoulder. That's hurting him, but he's been playing a lot. Larry Drew, the backup point guard, in the game for the Lakers. Another veteran, acquired by Jerry West to help the bench. Pass into McHale, double team. Kevin McHale now with 8 points off the bench.
See, Larry Bird has to handle the ball an awful lot today, so that will keep him outside. Now, he just took his time that time because he can put that basketball where the post-up guy wants it.
Lakers have the ball. Celtics have a lot of their bench in there, and Gamble and Paxson. In the backcourt, Woolridge. Good inside move by Orlando Woolridge, who's looking better and better.
The Celtic half-court defense is excellent so far. They're really extending the Lakers to make the maximum effort on a shot release.
A whistle away from the ball. Michael Thompson will come back in for the Lakers.
Here we have Bird feeding. See, he took his time. Now watch Kevin. Does not put the ball down. That's what you'd like to teach young players. Catch the basketball, keep it high, and make your move.
Orlando Woolridge with 2 fouls goes to the bench. So once again, the Lakers are playing with both of their centers in the lineup. Michael Thompson and Vlade Divac. Jim Paxson hits the shot. Finally emerged and not talking to the media. I don't even know if he's talking to them right now in Boston.
Well, all I hope is that Jim Paxson on this trip will step forward now and give them a breath of fresh air back to the days when he did it big up in Portland.
There were some reports about Paxson saying negative things about Larry Bird, which he denied and blamed the media. So it's not been kind of a rocky year for Paxson. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Larry Drew. Bird with the rebound. 5 boards for Bird.
Nice tempo. Nice tempo if you're a Boston Celtic fan.
Low to McHale. There's the shot. Boy, Jimmy Rogers has to be very pleased with the movement and the consistency of this team. McHale is at 4 of his first 5 shots. And a turnover. Bird punches it away.
Now, he's not up for this one today, Dick. Never mind the points. He's cleaning the floor up with his shirt. Now, just watch here. Now, look at Bird hustle over the top in denial of that ball. When you're a post guy, you must let the ball come to you, and you then get it.
He's leading the Celtic charge. They have their biggest lead, 8 points. It was 1969, Game 7 of the NBA Finals between the Celtics and Lakers. Jerry West led a late spurt that rallied the Lakers from a 17-point deficit. But with center Wilt Chamberlain on the bench with an injury, it all came down to this. In the game's final minute, Don Nelson's shot dropped through, and the Celtics had won their 11th title in 13 years. It was the final game in the great career of Bill Russell. For the longest time, the Lakers could not make any headway against the Celtics in those championships, and the Celtics today want to show that they belong up there with the Lakers. They've outscored LA 12-4 in the last 3 minutes plus. There's that great front line together for a decade, and so far today have accounted for 32 of Boston's 46 points.
Well, when you think of excellence, you think of these two franchises. You know, we have Boston with 16 titles and the Lakers with 11. Not bad.
That's it. The Giants of the game. Celtics can open up a 10-point lead in what has been a close, hard-fought game. And we'll have a whistle away from the ball, and an offensive foul has been called against Robert Parrish.
A lot of pressure on Pat Riley today because since the All-Star game, his team has been struggling in their half-court offensive sets. Now, this is interesting because usually they're poetry in motion, and they swing the ball to the opposite side of the floor. I like what Boston's doing today.
Did you sing that song, Poetry in Motion, from the 60s?
I don't know. Do you want to be off the air in about 30 seconds?
Larry Drew with a drive down the middle.
Hey, who is this guy, Drew? People forget he's been in this league. This is his 9th year. He averaged 13 points a game. They forget he went to Italy for 1 year, was on a championship team. They think the guy is a rookie or something.
Turnover, and here come the Lakers. Drew in the middle. Byron Scott. Green offensive rebound, and a loose ball foul the other way.
Here we have Larry Drew going down the lane. See, you must play him now. Now, he has a scorer's mentality. He is also an excellent perimeter shooter.
Dennis Johnson and Reggie Lewis both come back. The starting backcourt tandem for the Celtics as Paxson goes out along with Gamble. They didn't do a bad job at all off the bench for Boston.
Oh, I think if we did the hockey thing of plus-minus, I think that they have a major plus with them. Here's the trap.
Reggie Lewis wide open. They beat the trap.
No. Bird beat the trap with a great pass.
That's right. Forget about they. Why don't you explain that hockey plus-minus for our audience in a minute. 5.5 to play in the first half. Byron Scott hits after missing his first 4. And it's 48-42. The Celtics lead by 6. You're right. You know, the Lakers won 4 straight prior to the All-Star break, and they've been 1-1 since. A little bit out of sync since that All-Star game.
Yeah, but the one loss came to a great ball club, and that's Portland. Portland right on their heels. Oh, yes.
Parrish, Lewis, clobbered. Good passing.
Well, you'll see Bird here making a diagonal right across the floor versus the trap. You'll see the pass going to be made right now. The opposite side of the floor, wide open. But then naturally you must make the shot.
Michael Thompson has picked up 3 fouls. There's Magic Johnson, who's back. But Michael Thompson has picked up his 3rd foul, and Vlade Divac has come back in the lineup. 3 fouls for Thompson, who goes out with 4 points. Reggie Lewis with the 2 free throws, 50-42. Celtics 12-11 on the road this year after having won only 10 games away from home last year. Of course, Bird did not play all but 6 games. Divac working against Parrish. He'll get a lesson here. I didn't say who was going to give it, though.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't.
You noticed?
That's right. Listen, he's got a great game. Plays well with his back to the basket, plus facing.
I would think so. This is a fun game, isn't it?
Yes, it is. They caught the Lakers in this trap. An excellent ball movement.
Robert Parrish comes right back. Parrish and Bird each with 12. Lewis and McHale have 10. 4 Celtics already in double figures.
The half-court defense today, excellent, but the passing of both teams, beautiful to watch.
Celtics have been shooting terrifically throughout the game.
Now watch as Divac wears out Parrish here. Now Parrish is laying lower body on him, plus his forearms. Now watch, he's going to bring. Now watch the drop step. There it is, and he catches him on his back.
Are you saying he shouldn't go to Pete Newell's big man's camp? He doesn't need it?
Listen, we all are looking for extra moves, Dick. Now, come on.
That last foul was on Reggie Lewis. And traveling called against Divac as McHale held his position very nicely.
Did a nice job. You know, what you're looking for there is, as the offensive player, I am dribbling the basketball, and I should be allowed to move my feet. Interesting.
Scott is guarding Lewis.
You know, Dick, every time that the Celtics throw the ball into a post-up player, any cutter going to the basket in the lane has been wide open. And they should be looking for that a little bit more.
Reggie Lewis in the lane. Talking about the pace of the game, which the Celtics are controlling, the Lakers in the second period have no fast break points. They haven't been able to run.
Well, you can't run if the other team consistently makes the baskets.
Magic. And illegal defense called against the Celtics. The first call. You know, I got a feeling this is a throwback to past championships, the way we're seeing the reaction of some of these players out here.
Well, listen, Kevin McHale hit the nail right on the head when he said that we need consistency. And I don't mean as individuals. I mean as a team. We don't have to make a statement to anybody. We have to make a statement to ourselves. And that's what they're doing on this trip, playing excellent basketball.
3:24 remaining in the first half. Magic misses McHale, and now Dennis Johnson.
See, by not double teaming, Dick, they're forcing the Lakers to beat you one-on-one, but they're staying at home on the three-point shooters.
Robert Parrish. Rebound, McHale, blocked by Divac. And Divac comes down with it, and a loose ball foul against Boston. The cheers are for Bloody.
And why not?
Robert Parrish with his second foul.
Now watch see that long expand. Now people forget, you know, you look at Divac, you have to realize that he is 7'1", long arms, and great basketball instincts.
Magic misses the rebound by Parrish. The Celtics are leading by 10 points. They were up by 1 after the first quarter. Great pass from Dennis Johnson to McHale, and the Celtics are shooting 75% for this period. 12 of 16, and a timeout by the Lakers.
I do believe that stops fast break transition basketball.
Always has.
O'Brien back inside the Forum, and we have a heavyweight edition of the Prudential at the Half coming up. It looks like Evander Holyfield will get the next shot at the heavyweight crown. We have Don King live and ready to go. And speaking of heavyweights, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar joins us live from Hawaii as we catch up on what number 33 is doing these days without the road show that is professional basketball. Hi, Cap. And let's bring you up to date on college basketball, because earlier today, Missouri retained its #1 ranking. Oklahoma had a chance with time running out to tie the game. They get the ball back, and they have 3 attempts, folks, to tie the game at 92-92, but it just doesn't fall for them, in Missouri wins over the Sooners 92-90, and when the rankings come out, they'll be #1 again. Let's go back to Dick. We'll see at halftime.
Boy, what a big week for Missouri, beating Kansas and Oklahoma. What do you got here?
All right, now, as we look at this, earlier in this ball game, the Celtics have been posting up people right there and scoring. Now, as we roll this picture, you'll see McHale try to post up right in the lane, but you see AC Green tried to front him that time. That was an excellent read by Dennis Johnson, plus the delivery of the pass.
Celtics have out-rebounded the Lakers 10-1 here in the second period. We have 2.5 to play. It's been all Boston in the second 12-minute session. Divac setting a screen for Worthy. Scott. Lewis running in his face. Divac had it, lost it.
See, I like the way that the Celtics are contesting all of the jump shooting outside.
Bird against Worthy.
Never in a hurry.
Change hands. Divac the rebound. Here the Lakers trying to change the tempo of the game. Woolridge forces in again. Parrish. He was determined.
That is a primetime move. Now he has come up big today on two beautiful left-handed baby hook shots. Looking good.
Less than 2 minutes to go in the first half. Lewis posting up against Scott. Help from Magic. Lakers come back quickly. They help on McHale. Woolridge dives to save it, and he does. Well-deserved hand for Orlando Woolridge. Great hustle.
Like Pat Riley says, he wants Orlando to give him more rebounds, more hustle, more little intangibles.
Less of the home run mentality, I think he put it. Scott fires a three. Crowd in the game. Lakers down by 7 as we get near a minute to go.
I was really shocked. Reggie Lewis never made an effort to go out and challenge that shot.
And before he did.
Yes.
McHale. Scott. Lakers can cut it to 5 on a 4-on-2 break. Magic. Divac. What a play. They know it in Europe, but right here they got to know that Divac is for real.
Now you'll see as they come down here. Now this is what you don't want. The building is excited. Magic tries to force it. Look at his catch. Look at the catch and the shot. More important, the presence to make a 360 turn on that release.
They had a 5-on-2 break and 8 straight points run off by the Lakers to cut it to 4. There's the time remaining. Reggie Lewis breaks the momentum with a basket, and with 14 points, Lewis is the Celtics' high scorer.
Very quietly, 14 points.
Lakers said he'd be the tough matchup today. 12 on the shot clock. Worthy against Bird. Trying to use his quickness against Larry. Rebound Parrish. Celtics can play for the last shot of the half.
This is an interesting battle. Divac and Parrish.
Bird's way out. Deflected. 2 seconds to go. Magic's toss. And a great first half of basketball, Hubie, huh?
We're seeing it all. Outstanding offensive play, great defense, terrific passing.
That's the end of the first half. It's a good one. Pat O'Brien will be back with the Prudential at the half after this message. Yeah, that always helps.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Basketball Association is sponsored by Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires. Valvoline Motor Oil. People who know use Valvoline. And by today's Chevrolet, who invite you to see why nobody's winning like the heartbeat of America.
Well, the Celtics had a 12-point lead. The Lakers cut it in half, but it's basically been a Boston first half. And yesterday, when we were watching practice, Pat Riley said the one thing he didn't want to do is to give Larry Bird any space. And so far, that strategy hasn't worked, because Bird has 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. And just a couple of moments ago, Hubie Brown had a chance to talk with Lakers coach Pat Riley.
Pat, frustrating half-court offense today. How do you correct it?
Well, it's more of a defensive thing, Hubie. I think they shot 65% in the second period. We're not making them work hard enough on defense, and thus not getting the ball out and running. So we got to play with a little more fire, a little more passion. I think the offense will take care of itself if our defense picks up.
Best of luck.
Okay, thank you.
And look at the shooting, 63% for the game. The Boston offense, when you see how many field goals and how many assists coming along, you'll see it. 26 baskets, 23 assists. They're moving the ball around very well. And the big three of Parrish, Bird, and McHale have a total of 36 points and 18 rebounds. And Hubie, you know, the old joke, as you look at the leading scorers, is that there are two good plays. South Pacific can put the ball in the basket. Fits here because Boston is putting the ball in the basket. There's not much you can do against that.
See, anytime that you're struggling at an offensive end, then naturally your defense has got to bail you out on the day. Celtics are playing almost perfect basketball.
Byron Scott hits the first basket to cut the Celtic lead to 4. And if you know the Lakers style and you've seen it over the years, they can erase deficits in a hurry.
Yeah, but you see, that quarter, they get no second shots. They're shooting and missing, no second shots, so the Celtics are playing with the basketball for the majority of the time.
Celtics, Lakers, that is, 21-2 against winning teams this year. Lost one of those games to Portland this past week. Byron Scott had picked up that foul.
Reggie Lewis on fire today, Dick. He's really said he worked so hard over the summer on his outside game.
He's hit his last 7 shots. So the tough matchup that the Lakers worried about coming through. Worthy is inside. He's missed a lot of those close-in shots that normally he makes.
Yeah, but we're seeing, though, excellent individual defensive play. Very few times have the Celtics double-teamed them down in there.
Lewis long range, no wrong, 18 points for Reggie Lewis, more than his season's average of 16 now.
A year ago, that would have been outside of his range, Dick.
Bird, now they help on Worthy. Magic is fired up. The Lakers were standing around. There was no one to pass it to.
The thing I like, if I'm a Celtic fan, is that I'm forcing the Lakers to take tough shots.
If you're not, well, Larry Bird misses in the rebound by Groh. I always wanted to say that.
If I'm not, I think I might be annoyed about us.
Magic Johnson with the basket. He has 15 now to lead, and the foul as well. And it's on Dennis Johnson, his second personal foul, and a chance for a three-point play.
Now this is Magic deciding that he's going to take it over himself. Very, very tough move. Fade away, in-your-face shot.
Magic Johnson now with 16 points. Remember, did not play against the Celtics here last year because of a pulled hamstring, so Bird was out. We didn't have Magic or Bird a year ago here. We got him today.
Like Magic said, I really missed Larry last year. It was frustrating to play in the games, but more important, checking the paper every day to see how he did in the last 4 minutes.
Bird, I'll tell you that, many hours on the schoolyard in Indianapolis.
I'll tell you, today he's doing a little bit more without the last 4 minutes.
What a big game for Bird. 14 points, 6 boards, 4 assists. Parrish the rebound, and the foul will be against the Lakers. It'll be against Boston, that is. Robert Parrish with his third personal foul.
Here's Larry at his best today. You'll see the extension on that scoop, and there it is. It's a baby hook shot. That's the third one that he's made today in the lane.
The two opposing centers each have 3 fouls. Parrish and Michael Thompson. Worthy with a pull up from the baseline has 10 points.
Pinckney played him as well as you can because he took away his initial move, would not let him drive, forced him into a fadeaway jump shot.
Dennis Johnson, nowhere to pass, hits from the top of the key, and the Celtics continue to get great luck or skill, call it what you will, shooting today.
This is called a perfect game in their half-court offense. Perfect.
And on the half-court defense, perhaps, as well. Magic for 3, he's got it. Irvin Johnson now with 19, leading the Lakers. Reggie Lewis with 18, tops Boston.
What a year he's having. He's leading his team in three-point field goal attempts. He's already shot 140.
Lewis with a feed from Larry Bird. So maybe Bird is shooting the lowest of his career, but he's finding ways for the Celtics to win other areas. Worthy finally makes good inside, and he's hit 2 in a row.
2 of the truly great passers ever to play this game, hitting people from the other side of the floor in the perfect area for the layup.
Here's Parrish. Lewis got hit in the head and will have a jump ball.
Took an accidental knee that time, Dick, from Magic Johnson right in the head.
They'll jump it up, but Lewis got hit.
Magic checking his left knee. You'll see the scramble here now. This good bellying up defense by Thompson forced that loose ball. Now watch Magic come and kick it right there. See, he caught him right in the head. Accidental contact.
Reggie Lewis has hit his last 9 shots, has 20 points already, and 8 assists, and Michael Cooper coming in for defensive purposes. They normally will guard Larry Bird, or in this case, perhaps Reggie Lewis. Chicago beating Milwaukee at the Bradley Center today in a battle of Central Division clubs. As Irvin Johnson talked about Lewis's head, you mentioned the knee, he limps to the sideline, and we'll be back. The year was 1984, and in Game 2 of the NBA Finals, the Lakers led by 2 points and were looking to run out the clock to go up 2-0. But Gerald Henderson had other things in mind. In what forever will be remembered as Henderson stole the ball, Gerald Henderson did exactly that. The tide had been turned. Boston went on to win the game in overtime and the series in 7. And you know, Hubie, we're seeing some memories, I think, today to add to this rivalry.
Oh, this has been outstanding basketball, Dick. Now watch Larry Bird come off of this little curl here from Parrish and make a catch. Now, as we stop the action, you'll see on this side of the floor, this is what we mean by curl basketball. You'll see Lewis come right in here. Now, watch the fake by Bird, then the delivery. You see how easily he led him right into a layup. Beautiful basketball, but then again, it was passed by one of the all-time great passers.
Lewis jumping with Magic. Lakers control. They have Magic Johnson, Byron Scott, and Michael Cooper in the lineup, along with Worthy and Thompson. So a relatively small lineup in by L.A.
Yeah, but Riley likes this. This is his quick route.
And Michael Thompson, well, I didn't say he didn't like it, but it was small. Michael Thompson hits the bucket. And at 68-66, could you imagine the Celtics are shooting 66% for the game, and they're up by only 2?
Well, you know, that's the problem when you play on the road, and especially against a great offensive team like the Lakers.
Parrish was fouled. That'll be the second team foul against the Lakers. Here are the numbers we've been telling you about from the shooting area. But for the game, Boston is 66%. The foul is on Michael Cooper, number 2 on Coop. And Kevin McHale, who scored 12 points in the first half, replaces Ed Pinckney.
From here to the end of the game, the Celtics cannot allow long rebounds, fast breaks. They cannot have turnovers, fast breaks. They must get the high percentage shot down inside.
Bird off the glass, and Larry Bird now with 16 points. His free throw shooting streak ended this week at 71, by the way. 7 behind Calvin Murphy's record. Worthy, McHale, great defense by McHale, and the Celtics can't save it. This is the 4th of an 8-game road trip for the Celtics, who, as we told you, won in 2 games in Texas, lost to Portland. But here's what they got coming up next, and they're all going to be tough.
Not too many teams like going into those dens. You know, Kevin McHale, great matchup on Worthy. Kevin, 4 times on the all-defensive team. People forget that.
Scott with 9. And the Lakers hang in there, trailing by 2. 5 minutes gone by here in the 3rd quarter. Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown. Boston and L.A. need we say more. Cooper is guarding Bird. And they'll call the hold inside.
See, when you switch down inside like the Lakers are doing, and you get a Worthy on Magic, Worthy on Parrish sometime, then you are at a disadvantage because Parrish can shoot over the top of him.
That was on Worthy. Magic helps Cooper on Bird and travel. Great jump switch by Magic Johnson. Not quite a switch, but a quick double.
Well, what time Bird wanted the cutter to continue that time through, and he told him, go through, we had the shot.
Lakers can tie it up or do better if they hit a 3. Scott fouled. And he wanted it. And he'll have a chance to tie this game. That's been controlled by Boston.
Now you'll see Bird working hard. Just a big. Now Magic has been a designated double teamer today. See, Bird was looking for that. He lifted his pivot foot and then put it down, causing a travel violation.
Reggie Lewis with his 3rd personal foul. And here's Byron Scott who hasn't been shooting that well from the line this year as he has in the past. But now with a chance to tie the game. Can you imagine all of this outstanding play by Boston in the half court, offensively and defensively? Great shooting today, and yet this game is a one-point affair, but the Lakers are right on their field.
Yeah, but these guys in the purple and gold, I mean, you don't have the best record in this league unless you can play and come from behind, and that's what they're excellent in doing.
Harris guarded by Worthy on a mismatch. And Harris over Worthy now with 14 points and the third leading scorer for Boston.
See, I'd wear out that matchup in there. I'd force Worthy to really work hard on Parrish and then hope that it will take something away from his offensive game.
Worthy against McHale. Too much quickness for Kevin that time.
Did I say it might take something away from his game?
Dennis Johnson. And he hits. Remember, even the years the Celtics won, we're going to let Dennis Johnson beat us, and many times he did. And a three for Magic Johnson. And the Lakers have tied the game at 74.
Number 32 is rising to the next level today. I mean, is he doing it in this ball game? Each quarter, looking more for the shot.
McHale unties it in a hurry.
Dennis Johnson has got to control this game.
Magic again for three. Two in a row for Irvin. Three in the game. This crowd is on its feet. The Lakers lead it 77-76.
See, Dennis Johnson continues to pick up Magic Johnson inside the three-point line.
Cooper with a steal. Scott, good, and a foul.
You'll see the great defense here. This is where the Lakers are at their best. Like Riley says, the most competitive defensive club he's had. This is their game. Showtime on the break.
Dennis Johnson on the foul, and there'll be a timeout by Boston. The Lakers are up by 4. And believe it or not, it's their biggest lead.
We're going to highlight now the Laker defense. Right here, we have Parrish in a mismatch on Michael Cooper. Now, there's a lot of size there, but watch what happens on the pass, how Cooper plays that defensive lane, causing the free, and here they come. The Lakers at their best. But let's face it, Coop, you don't make that all defensive time 8 times by not being able to play in many a mismatch.
And the crowd at the Forum loving every minute of it. The Celtics were up by 12 at one point. Lakers made a move toward the end of the second quarter and have forged in front by 4. And while we have a moment, want to remind you at the conclusion of today's game, Hubie and I will select the Miller Lite Player of the Game, and in conjunction with the award, Miller Lite will present a check in the amount of $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Black Education Fund. We can let you in on a hint. Magic Johnson is a candidate for this.
Yeah, right.
Lakers have run off 6 in a row. Lineups remain the same. Bird to McHale. 4 on the shot clock. Parrish foul. They found the Chief inside, and he'll go to the line.
Credit the Laker defense that time out there on the pick and roll. They played it perfectly, forcing Bird to give up the ball, and then McHale had to make a great pass to Parrish.
Magic committing his first personal foul. You know, a lot of the teammates on the Celtics were telling Robert Parrish, Magic won the MVP last week of the All-Star game, that they thought Robert Parrish deserved some consideration, and he did.
Well, he was right there. He had an excellent game, but let's face it, Patrick Ewing is another party who had a monster ball game.
Worthy. Lakers are in rhythm, to say the least, 82-77 as we wind down to 4 minutes to go in the third.
See, the Laker half-court offense now is on fire. It doesn't matter what the Celtics do. They're knocking it down at a horrendous percentage rate.
Dennis Johnson left open. Lewis gets the offensive rebound and is fouled. Terrific hustle by Reggie Lewis, and will go to the line to shoot two. But how do the Celtics feel playing such a great game and shooting so well, and now finding themselves looking at the Lakers from behind?
Yeah, but any time that you play a great team in this league on the road, you know they're coming back, especially a team that is as good defensively as the Lakers are. Now, in the first half, they were missing a lot of those easy shots in the lane, but this quarter, they're making them all. Now, when we also look at the Lakers, we say, hey, he's got a small unit in there, and that's what Pat said yesterday. He likes this group. They're tougher defensively because you got Cooper in there up front, and then they're more electric on the break.
And he's done a good job defending Larry Bird. Worthy. Now Worthy is cooking. He's got 18 points as the Lakers have hit their last 7 shots from the field to open up a 5-point lead. You saw Joe Klein, by the way, replace Robert Parrish at center for Boston. Good first step by Lewis and a great one-hander from the baseline.
That was a great one-hander because he had Scott hanging on his wrist.
Magic, another one. No. 3 for Magic Johnson from that territory.
Once again, when you miss the three-point shots, the rebounds usually come out past the foul line.
Worthy, feed from Irvin Johnson, and James Worthy has scored 12 points here in the third quarter, and he's got 20 in the game. Inside McHale.
See, they're using Magic to double team back on the post-up people now.
They leave Dennis Johnson open, and he hits it again. 8 points for Dennis Johnson. The lead is 3 for the Lakers.
For a guy with a bad leg, Dennis is having an excellent game today.
And traveling call against Michael Cooper.
Now you see Magic. Now watch the give and go right down the lane. That was a pass over, and then a backdoor move by Worthy.
Magic now with 11 assists as Vlade Divac and Orlando Woolridge come in the game for the Lakers.
Now from now to like 8 minutes in the fourth quarter, second group against second group.
Jim Jackson, one of that second group, misses. And they call a foul on Divac. Divac was fouled by McHale. McHale with a foul, and that'll be his second. I want to remind you, we've got more exciting NBA action coming your way tomorrow. Well, tomorrow we have Houston and Chicago, but next Saturday, look at this menu. Olympic Winterfest, countdown to Albertville, followed by Louisville and UNLV, and then the Nissan Los Angeles Open, 4 o'clock. That's next Saturday, right here on CBS.
How about this guy's program in the summertime? Weights in the morning, basketball at UCLA in the afternoon, and then a running program with Henry Hines, the great Olympic sprinter, to learn how to run.
And no time for a snack.
No, and plus go and take English classes.
McHale lurking on the baseline, and Dennis Johnson found him. We have, if you want to keep track of how many great plays we have seen in this game from a passing or shooting standpoint, we are into triple figures. Under 2 minutes to go in the third. Magic with a screen for Divac, way off the mark. And Larry Bird mistakenly touched the ball before it went out of bounds.
Well, you'll see what happens here. They catch Divac trying to help out. There's your lob pass right into McHale. But you see, Divac, he knows that he's a double-team guy for the Lakers, and he will try to leave his man as much as possible to help out.
Lakers lead by 2. Pat Riley around the Lakers. Number 23, that must be Jordan of the Chicago Bulls. He'll be in action tomorrow. And Hakeem Olajuwon of the Houston Rockets. Houston, Chicago, 1:30 Eastern time from the stadium in Chicago. Tomorrow on CBS Sports. Now take a look. That's the NBA logo. And, I've always wondered, who do they model that player after with the left-handed dribble? He's a right-hander, and what do we find out? No surprise.
Interesting. Jerry West. And, there's the man, the architect of this present basketball team. I say he's a guy, he's a general manager, and he is a general manager like he was a player, a guy of courage. He would always take the last shot and take the heat whether they won or lost, and he does the same thing as a general manager. He's made a lot of bold moves here over the year in acquiring players that had to fit in, going back to the McAdoo, going back to the Thompson trade, Divac, Larry Drew now, and it's just interesting.
Thompson trade.
Oh yes, how he can do it year after year. He comes up with something big.
He may be the only superstar in any sport that then became a superstar in the front office later on.
Kind of interesting.
Magic, #1 pick in a deal with the old New Orleans Jazz for Gail Goodrich. How about getting the rights to Worthy in a trade with Cleveland?
But how about the decision at that time? Who do you take #1 in the draft? Do you take Terry Cummings? Do you take Dominique Wilkins, or do you take James Worthy? Interesting, they took Worthy, and at that time, there was a lot of skeptics out there saying they might have taken the wrong guy. But a few rings later, and now all of a sudden, James right there with the injury to the top of the shoulder area. And I kind of like a little thing, the quiet assassin. He just does his job, gets it done night after night.
Michael Smith, the rookie of the Celtics, has come in as Divac with a nice move inside. Larry Bird is on the bench for the first time today. And Michael Smith, the rookie from Brigham Young, has replaced him. He wears #11. He's an offensive-minded player. Paxson posts up inside and gets the hoop.
That was a tough move. I'm telling you, don't try to practice that shot a lot because you have to grab the board perfectly on that hook.
Well, you saw Bird on the bench. He has 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. Michael Cooper bails in a three-point attempt. Lakers by 2, and the Celtics looking to tie it up with under a minute to go here in the third, and they do. And it's Michael Smith, the rookie, who was the 13th pick from BYU.
He can make that shot. He shoots with Bird every day from outside. Larry Bird is taking him under his wing, but listen, this guy's got tools.
Magic off the glass, and a loose ball foul called against the Lakers. And the Boston Celtics may be in a position.
Orlando Woolridge just moved Kevin McHale about 8 feet.
3 on Woolridge. And the Celtics with a chance to take the lead in the waning seconds. Kevin Gamble will check into the Boston lineup, replacing Dennis Johnson. Now, Dennis Johnson came back after a torn quadricep muscle, aggravated it Friday against Portland, and has played most of this game and played well today. The leading shooters of the NBA, and how many of them are in this game?
Unbelievable. When you look, there are 5 guys in this league currently shooting over 90%, and 3 of them are in this ball game.
The Celtics lead. And LA throws it away. Divac.
We just had a collision, Dick, of about 4 guys in there that time going for that pass.
Michael Smith. Rebound by Byron Scott. Lakers down by 2. Drive. And he'll look to tie it up from the free throw line with exactly 20 seconds left in the third quarter.
You'll see this pass down inside, and we had a number of people that were, first you had Paxson and them coming over the top, and then you had Klein going. Now, in this last transition where Scott was fouled going up for that shot, the cardinal rule of transition defense is stop the basketball from the foul line to the top of the circle. In the NBA, preferably at the top of the circle. You cannot let the players get down inside because they hurt you.
Charles Smith, free agent from Georgetown, and the backup point guard. There's Larry Drew giving Magic Johnson a breather here in the final seconds of the third quarter. Celtics led by 1 after the first quarter, 6 at the half after they opened up a 12-point. And the Lakers came back to take the lead only to see Boston come back. And it'll be Lakers ball.
See, that's frustrating, Dick. You have inside position, the shot is missed, and the guy from the Lakers beats you to the basketball.
20-second timeout called by Pat Riley.
Here we have the foul shot. Look to the left of your screen now off this miss, and you will see we do not get a good blockout job by Smith that time. Orlando Woolridge comes right over his back, gets a piece, but the ball goes off of Smith. We could have flipped a coin on that one.
Remember, we talked about in the second quarter, Hubie, how the Lakers didn't have any fast break points. Well, they're 11-0 with an edge in that department against the Celtics in the third quarter. And a lot of that happens to be some misses by Boston.
Well, you can't expect Boston to continue to shoot the torrid pace that they have been shooting. That doesn't happen usually for 4 quarters. The main thing when you're coaching Boston now is you knew that they were going to make a run at you. They did make the run. Now you come back and re-grab a hold of the game, and they are. They're 1 point up right now. Jimmy Rogers, you're happy. The second unit doing an excellent job again.
Pinckney back in the game. They have a defensive unit out there with Paxson, Pinckney, Gamble, McHale, and Klein for Boston. Final seconds of the third quarter. And they'll call a Boston foul. And the Lakers will go to the line. And 2 shots. And it's against Joe Klein, and that is his second foul. Remember, Klein and Magic had some words earlier this year on a collision.
Well, you see, you want your big people on the road to play big, and by that I mean physical. That was a screen that came into the lane and was going to free a Laker player going down the lane. Joe Klein, we call that standing it up with a forearm.
Here's Michael Cooper, and you've been singing his praises. Cooper, yesterday we talked to Pat Riley. There's Michael Smith. He said, forget about what he's shooting, and he's not shooting very well at all. Michael Cooper we're talking about, but it's the intangibles.
You cannot stay around Dick in this league as long as Michael has. They want him to just concentrate on defense. Let's get the old Coop back here right now. If the three-point shots open up, fine. If they don't, Coop, we want you to stop the people. Pat is very happy with what they're getting.
2 seconds to go. Kevin Gamble, let's go, and hits a 3. With 1 second remaining. That's a Hail Mary if I ever saw one, and that's the end of the third quarter with the Celtics leading by 2 and a sensational first 3 quarters here at the Forum, Hubie.
You'll see, this is a great effort. The Lakers are in their trap, and there it is. It's just a stop-and-go shot. Now, I don't know how many times Gamble could make that, but for he did it.
That's the end of the third period. Celtics lead, and we'll return to the Forum after this message and a word from your local station. Back at the Forum in Inglewood, California, we have been treated to a terrific game between 2 of the great rivals in the NBA, but look at the third quarter scoring. That is about as high as you get. 2 good defensive teams with a 40-36 period. How do you explain it, you?
Well, they're both at the top of their game offensively, and they're making difficult plays. You know, and the reason why your point is so well taken is that they rank tied for 4th in this league in holding teams under 100. Very few people talk about that, about the Lakers and the Celtics. And here we have perfect execution on behalf of both of them in half-court offense.
Jim Paxson and Kevin Gamble start in the backcourt for the Celtics. Up front, it's Parrish, Pinckney, and Bird. Got plenty of time. 8 seconds on the shot clock for the Celtics. Pinckney over Woolridge. The rebound, Scott. Scott and Drew at guard, and they're going to call Gamble for the foul.
Good call that time by Jake. He was right on Jake O'Donnell, right on top of that play. Gamble right. By trying to hook on to the player.
Larry Drew and Scott in backcourt, so Magic getting some rest as we start the fourth. Up front, it's Divac, Woolridge, and Worthy for the Lakers.
Celtics have good size in the backcourt, 6'5" and 6'5", Gamble and Paxson.
They did well as a tandem in the first half. Playing Scott with 3 on the shot clock. Divac, good defense by Larry Bird, but comes back. And that second effort by Vlade Divac will earn him a trip to the line.
I tell you, he has an incredible nose for the ball. He's constantly banging that offensive board. Now you'll see here, watch this beautiful dish-off pass. Found the man. Now Bird, little intimidation. Now watch how quick Divac, right back, scrambles up, good head fake. The cardinal rule, underneath the basket, when you don't have your feet underneath you, pump fake, head fake, ball fake, and then go. By the way, isn't it interesting how this guy does all of these little things so well?
And I think he was well schooled before he got to L.A. too, huh? They've helped him here a lot.
They've done an excellent job with him, Dick, but he's going to get better and better. He's only 22 years old.
Robert Parrish, who has the ball, now has 4 personal fouls. He fouled Divac on that play. Side Gamble, and Gamble is fouled. No, they called travel. A late call on Kevin Gamble.
Jimmy Rogers very, very upset on that call that time. You see, Larry Bird held that ball to the right second to get Gamble. And when you catch those passes down in there, you must deliver.
Lakers are shooting 50%. Boston, 68. They have had a terrific shooting game. Worthy beats Bird to the basket. And James Worthy now with 22. Magic with 25 leads the Lakers. Reggie Lewis with 24, the leading scorer for Boston. He's on the bench right now. Paxson. And it goes in.
Once again, excellent ball reversal off of a double team. Played that beautifully. Find the free guy and do not shoot quick unless you have a perfect open shot.
And a new 24-second clock as the kick ball. And there's Kevin McHale and Dennis Johnson in the game. Ed Pinckney sitting down, as well as Kevin Gamble.
Big contribution by both of those players, Dick.
Worthy goes baseline against McHale. Divac crashes the board. Parrish the rebound, trying to break the tie. We have had 9 ties today and 19 lead changes in this reunion battle between the Lakers and the Celtics. Mismatch. Scott is on Bird. Quickly took the shot. And it's Boston ball, and Scott can't understand why, because he could have saved the ball, and he felt it was last touched by the Celtics.
But you always get a ball that's going out of bounds when you can.
It's hard to just summarize a great game like this, but these are the facts. Boston is shooting tremendously. The Lakers now about 50%. The big three, McHale, Parrish, and Bird have done well today, and Magic Johnson as usual. And the score, 96-96 early here in the 4th period. So obviously, as we get down to the end, what will decide a game like this? If you had a, if you had a Swami with a crystal ball, pick something.
It's always defense, and then the team that gets the most easy basket. That will come out of transition basketball or second shot. If it comes down to the final shot, it will come down to the execution and getting the guy the ball where he wants it.
Seems to me that second shots may favor Boston, and transition would favor the Lakers if they get it that way.
Don't underestimate Divac. He's really been on that offensive glass, keeping it alive. I think Kevin wants a shot.
Drew won't give it to him. The double team is there. Bird, great. Parrish. Boy, they worked that ball beautifully around the perimeter.
Great pass by Kevin over Larry. Just beautiful, unselfish basketball.
Celtics trying to get closer to the Knicks, trailing in the Atlantic by 3 games. Woods storms in. And the rebound by Parrish. Drew intercepts the pass for Larry Bird. Divac with a great pass to Williams. But it was Divac who got him the ball.
Court sense, Dick. Court sense. Everyone here with the Lakers will tell you Divac is an excellent passer. Good vision.
Tied at 98.
This Paxson.
He was cutting across. Bird. Long rebound. Parrish keeps it alive. 8.5 remaining and a steal. Woolridge. Scott for 3. Byron Scott has 17 points. He had 5 at halftime. So he has come afire here in the second half. Here's Bird. Off a screen, comes back with 2 more. But keep in mind that Magic Johnson is getting a long rest, and he'll be raring to go when he gets back in there. Worthy. Parrish with the rebound.
That's the first time that Worthy did not continue and look for the hook.
McHale, and the 3 goes over the top. Magic Johnson will come back in for the Lakers.
I asked Kevin, about coming down the floor. he's looking more for the shot. And he said, I feel very good about it, very loose, especially on the left side, because that's my normal route as I go down.
Both players call the last few minutes crunch time. Magic calls it winning time. He knows what it's like. In there enough time to steal by Paxson.
Make it all the way.
And a smart foul. And it cannot be a deliberate foul.
Watch across the floor. Excellent anticipation by Paxson. Anytime you're coming down the floor and a defensive guy cuts you off, if you can just reverse or cross over, change direction, you usually will beat the defensive man to the basket, get the open shot, or cause a possible foul.
Lakers by 1.
Byron Scott form one of history's greatest backcourts. Magic is a peerless playmaker, while Scott is one of the NBA's most efficient finishers. Playing brilliantly together, teammates Byron Scott and Magic Johnson work to be the best they can be.
The year was 1985, and in Game 6 of the NBA Finals, the Lakers were looking to close out Casey Jones and the Celtics. Pat Riley's plans focused on a 38-year-old center who some said was washed up, but Kareem Abdul-Jabbar answered decisively as Boston lost to LA for the first time ever in an NBA Final, with the Lakers captain earning MVP honors. And of course, Kareem told Pat O'Brien at halftime in his exclusive interview with Kareem in Honolulu that it was the #1 highlight of his tremendous career. Well, as a regular season game, this is as good as it gets, Hubie, and I've seen a lot of Laker-Boston games, and can't think of many that tops it. I know that in Boston Garden they've had a couple, but here at the Forum, this is as good as I've ever seen.
Right now, from here to the end, the pressure is on Bird and Magic to complete the big play when the defense takes away the first and second options.
Woolridge trying to overplay McHale. There's the pass to Paxson. Rebound by Orlando Woolridge. Talk about pickups by Jerry West. We mentioned a lot. There's the O.
Look, the list is so long, it's like the long gray line at West Point.
Right. 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Divac pulls back. Worthy. Magic said we're going to set it up. Or something of that order.
They both are so well schooled in half-court offense. The Lakers just do not get enough credit for that part of the game.
9 on the shot clock. Step back by Worthy. Woolridge tries to keep it going. Bird hits it off of Orlando Woolridge. And now the officials check with each other. Tommy Wood and Tommy Nunez, and it is indeed Boston ball.
You'll see this ball as it's going out of bounds. You be the judge. Here's Dennis Johnson. Now here comes Larry Bird. He throws it, but the ball kicked back off of Bird out of bounds. Should be Laker ball. Once again, the fans were right.
Yeah. Out of bounds. Divac all over Robert Parrish, doing the job tremendously on both ends of the court. Orlando Woolridge goes out of the game and gets a tremendous rest. He has scored 8 points, but you can't measure what he's done with points.
Woolridge and Divac have really been all over the boards, keeping the ball alive and playing outstanding defense for the Lakers.
Michael Thompson replaces Woolridge. They play a 3-man game now, the triangle. There's Scott, open for the 3. He's got it.
See, they had the mismatch. Boy, the Lakers are smart. They had Dennis Johnson down inside defensively, mismatch, and that forced the Celtics to triple team. They find a free man. Lights out.
4-point Laker lead with under 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Dennis Johnson. More time on the clock than he thought, and here's an easy bucket. Stop. Timeout, Boston.
Right here, we're going to emphasize the Laker passing. Here's a triple team. Ball goes right back out. Scott has plenty of time to knock down that 3. Now here you have The spectacular play that has ignited all of these people here right now. But see the Achilles heel. Once the Celtics miss a shot by the guards below the foul line, you must rotate back.
Scott has scored the last 8 Laker points. He's got 22 in the game. And an offensive foul called against Robert Parrish, and that is number 5 on the cheat.
See, go back into the last 2 minutes. The Celtics now are becoming frustrated. A few turnovers, a couple of bad percentage shots, and the Lakers at their best. Boom, 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 4 quick scores.
And their biggest lead of the game, 6 points here, 106-100. Michael Thompson. Loose ball, and Divac and Reggie Lewis will jump up. Divac fast becoming a fan favorite here at the Forum.
See, he's 7 foot. When that ball went down on the floor, he could have run back. Instead, he went right in and tied up the player.
Lakers. They got Magic Johnson back in there, along with Scott, Worthy, Divac, and Michael Thompson.
Go to your strength.
Divac against Bird. McHale comes in the offensive foul on the forearm, and a good call against Divac.
See, Riley's not saying a thing. You know why? Because it's at both ends of the floor. See, Divac has nothing. He knows he's got Bird on him. As he swings back, he's going to step right in there for the offensive foul and a clear out with the left hand.
Reggie Lewis, and I think Scott got a piece of it. Lewis comes back and picks it off for the Celtics. Down by 6. Harris. And it's a 4-point game with less than 4.5 to play. This has been a treat today, Hubie.
It's exciting. There's so many great defensive plays that are igniting everything.
Magic finds Worthy. 108-102.
And I think I should say something about the LA perimeter game. Have they missed the jump shot lately?
Not lately. Bird off the screen. Stop the rebound. The Celtics are back defensively. But Magic. And traveling call against Byron Scott.
Celtics, excellent job. Matched up 3 against 3. And then Dennis Johnson. Beautiful play.
Leading scorers for Boston. Lewis with 24. Harris 19. Bird and McHale each have 18. Tonight on CBS, the city is dead except for the music piped in to keep the cleanup crews from going crazy. What happened here? Chernobyl happened here. 60 minutes tonight on CBS, followed by the network premiere of the CBS Sunday night movie, The Color Purple. That's tonight here on CBS. Lakers 108, Boston Celtics 102. Timeouts remaining. 4 for the Lakers, 1 for Boston. No 20-second timeouts left. Celtics have 2 fouls to give, and LA has 3. Every Celtic possession has got to be critical here, Newbie.
Well, they're not going to try to go inside the Parrish.
There's Parrish against Divac.
Got a piece of it.
Rebound Scott.
Divac's got a piece of that ball.
And a timeout has been called as Scott was hit in the eye. Might have been McHale. It looked to be inadvertent, but the Lakers will call a timeout.
Let's keep an eye on Scott now. He's underneath here. He's coming to the right of your screen. There's the rebound. Now here it comes. Kevin trying to keep that ball alive. Catches him right across the face. You'll see it again from the other side. Watch his hand. There it is right there. You can see it.
So the Lakers now have 3 timeouts left. More important, Boston has only 1, and they trail by 6.
I'm back in the Forum. When we last left you, Byron Scott was holding on to his left eye. He got poked badly in his left eye. They put some solution into it. It's going to be okay because, as you know, they need that eye with 3:29 left. in this ball game. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Pat. And Byron Scott has 17 of his 22 points in the second half. But look at this telling story. Boston in this quarter, 31% after shooting 68% for the first three. There's the time remaining here in the fourth quarter. The Lakers lead 108 to 102. 8 on the clock. Magic fouled. And that is the 13th foul against Boston. Dennis Johnson. Want to remind you, tomorrow it's going to be the Houston Rockets against the Chicago Bulls. Special President's Day game on CBS beginning at 1:30 Eastern Time. Magic, by the way, 26 points and 13 assists. Now 27 for the game, leading the Lakers, who are up by 8.
Remember, the only real three-point threat that the Celtics has is Larry Bird, unless you want to include McHale, but he will be down inside most of the time.
Michael Thompson has committed a foul. That's number 4 on Michael, and the second team foul against the Lakers.
Good fight down inside. McHale trying to post up Thompson.
Reggie Lewis, and Scott doesn't want to get him off at all. He's playing him like a blanket. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Under 3 minutes to go in the game. McHale with a runner, and will go to the line as the ball rimmed in and out, and that's 3 team fouls on the Lakers.
When you get 2 great defensive teams in half court that are bangers, when you get to inside in the last 3 minutes of play, duress is part of your game. You cannot think that you're going to get the call. You've got to be able to follow through, take the hits, and still score because you're on the road.
Here's a 90% free throw shooter, really annoyed at himself after missing the first one. Worthy committed a foul. McHale makes 1 out of 2, and the Celtics trail by 7. That much time remaining in the fourth.
The pick and roll, here it comes again. It's been in basketball since we started.
Magic Johnson hits the shot. 29 for Irvin. 16 of them coming in the second half.
And that pick and roll is still one of the most difficult things to defend.
Bird comes back with 2, and Larry Bird now with 20 points. Still enough time remaining, although, as you pointed out, the Celtics are limited in the number of three-point shooters they have.
Plus, they are not a big trapping team because of the lack of foot speed.
1 timeout left for Boston. 7 on the shot clock. The Lakers are using the clock well. Scott gets free. And a big rebound by Michael Thompson with under 2 minutes to go. And that may prove to be the critical rebound here in the Lakers Stadium.
Big front line. Thompson, Divac, and Worthy. A lot of size.
Magic going in strong. Out of bounds, and it's going to be Lakers ball.
Well, Magic is refereeing now, Dick. Come on now. He's calling. He said off of them. Nice.
Jimmy Rogers checking the clock. 8 seconds to attempt a shot, and the Lakers will call a timeout. LA now will have 2 timeouts remaining. The Celtics have only 1. It's crunch time. A question for Magic. Is it winning time for the Lakers? We'll find out. For him, Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown. The Lakers lead by 7, 1:43 remaining. Magic Johnson. Compared to Larry Bird today, Bird also has 7 rebounds and Magic has 3, but look at Magic, 29 points, 13 assists. Bird has played a terrific game. Remember, they didn't play because of injury on this floor last year. Bird missed practically the whole year.
3 seconds.
Divac with a turnaround. And Worthy gets the rebound, knocked away by McHale. Worthy claimed foul, none coming. And now the Celtics with a light. Looking for Parrish, Divac's defending. 14 on the shot clock. Parrish, foul. And it'll be against the Lakers with 1:20 showing and a chance to cut the lead to 5.
See, that was an old pro at his best. As he came into the lane, he used his left forearm ever so gingerly.
Didn't you once say use a forearm?
Player away. Just watch. Watch this left forearm now. You see that? Oh, I'm sorry. I only was picking up my dribble.
20 points now for Robert Parrish, but the big story for him has been the other number, 14 rebounds.
Listen, Chief is not only having a great season this year. Last year, I thought, was one of his better years in a number. And it was just a shame that he wasn't in the All-Star game a year ago.
But the Celtics have missed 2 critical free throws here. One by McHale and one by Parrish in the last couple of minutes. So their lead, the Lakers, is still 6.
It always comes down to the little thing.
Magic going strong, lost the ball out of bounds. And it's going to be Boston's ball. He lost it.
Good call. Both refs had it. Jake O'Donnell and Tommy Nunez. Now, Pat Riley's all upset, but he was at the other end of the floor.
Under a minute to go. Celtics down by 6. They're going inside to McHale. Blocked by Divac. Divac blocks it and had me do it for the Lakers.
I think Divac has filled up every statistic on his line today.
Lakers will use the clock. They have 10 seconds to try a shot. Magic with a hook. Divac.
There he is again.
Crashes the board. Out of bounds, Boston with 27 seconds. And
now this is a big play. Look at Kevin's move, and here comes Divac from your left side. Now you say, how big? If that goes in, it's a 4-point game. Instead, it's a 6-point game, and they're shooting on the line.
And the Celtics have used their last timeout. That's what that block shot meant for the Lakers.
Defense at its best. Before this pass comes into the post, watch Thompson go for it. The pass is caught. Here comes Scott to make the shot altered. Here it comes now. Here comes your pass. Thompson gambles and misses. Here comes Scott to make McHale become a smaller player. And then we have Divac coming for the reject.
Well, you can certainly add Vlade Divac to the Laker mix for the future. Another great draft pick by Jerry West. Time running down. Paxson is in the game. Celtics need points in a hurry. They get 2 down. It's 112 to 108. 20 seconds to go. No more timeouts. And Boston, forced to foul, does so. That is their 4th team foul, so they will not shoot this one. And the Lakers will take it out of bounds.
Lakers in full court, man-to-man.
And now L.A. has to call a timeout because of the pressure by Boston. And now the Lakers with 1 timeout left. The Celtics are out of timeouts. So we've exhausted just about everything in this great reunion between the two powers of the 80s. The Forum, the Lakers clinging to the 4-point lead. The Celtics out of timeouts. L.A. has just 1 left. A reminder, tomorrow, 1:30 Eastern on a special President's Day telecast. The NBA on CBS, it'll be the Houston Rockets and Hakeem Olajuwon and Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls from Chicago Stadium. Reggie Lewis has 24 points to lead the Celtics in a career-high 9 assists. Larry Bird and Robert Parrish each with 20 and McHale 21, so the big people did it for Boston today. And a very close, tight battle. The time running out on Boston's big for an upset. And McHale forced to foul Worthy, and he will go to the line to shoot 2.
Both teams are shooting the penalty. James Worthy has an injury to the top of that right shoulder, and you see him, he's constantly doing windmill action to keep it loose. And Pat said the reason that he's changing some of the routes of his offense is so that Worthy will not continue to get hit on top of that area.
Been kind of a struggling year for Worthy because they have double-teamed him, and now he knows what it's like to be a big scoring threat on his team, and he's now had to do some other things to help the club, but he's done it. Worthy now with 26 points, 25.
Main thing is try not to let your man get a 3.
They let Dennis Johnson lay it in.
That's right.
And now we'll have a foul against Boston. A 3-point deficit with just under 13 seconds left. And Magic Johnson will go to the line. And it's a foul. They did not get a chance to inbound the ball, and it's a 2-shot foul. And they'll keep possession as well. You cannot foul before they inbound the ball. Otherwise, it's a technical, and they keep possession of it. Worthy to Scott.
Spread him out and make the pass.
They're going to run it out. 5 seconds to go. And our Miller Lite player of the game is Earvin Magic Johnson. Great numbers today. 30 points, 4 rebounds, but 13 assists. And Miller Lite is proud to present a check in the amount of $1,000 on behalf of Magic Johnson to the Thurgood Marshall Black Education Fund. He had 3 3-point baskets, and it was indeed winning time for Earvin this afternoon. The Lakers with a chance to get knocked out of first place. Had they lost to the Celtics and Portland beat Philadelphia later, LA would have relinquished the lead in the Pacific Division, but that will not be the case.
Well, this is going to be some race from now to the end of the year with Portland. Their first unit is as good as any that we have in the league. And the second unit of all new players with Robinson and Cooper and Petrovic, etc., and then Bryant's development, they are coming on big.
Dennis Johnson misses a 3 at the buzzer. The Celtics, nothing to be ashamed of, as they say. They played the Lakers awfully tough on the road today. And so for Hubie Brown and Pat O'Brien, this is Dick Stockton saying so long from the Forum. The final score, the Lakers 116, the Celtics 110. NBA on CBS has been a presentation of CBS Sports.